The winter of 2022 was a very low year for the snowpack of the Sierra Nevada. By May, trails in the high country that are normally still buried under significant snow were now fully exposed. Taking advantage of this, I set out to hike the High Sierra Trail. The High Sierra Trail was created in the 1920s. Sequoia National Park had just been greatly expanded, and construction on a new trail that would allow travel across the new boundaries was started. 60 miles long, it would allow one to travel from Giant Forest to the top of Mount Whitney, the tallest mountain in the U.S. outside of Alaska. Normally, when one completes the trail on Mount Whitney, they make the long descent down to the nearby Whitney Portal. But as I had additional vacation days, I decided to extend my hike and hiked south for another 1.5 days to exit over Cottonwood Pass to Horseshoe Meadows. Here at the permit office, just picked up my permit. I'm about to hike over to the trail because the wait for the shuttle bus to Crescent Meadows looks a little long. The road to Crescent Meadow trailhead is closed during the day because it's Memorial Weekend. You have to take a shuttle bus, but the wait back there looked like it'd be at least 20 minutes. So I decided I'm gonna hike over, even though it's gonna take longer. I get to go through some of the larger tree groves, which you don't actually get on the High Sierra Trail. Well, 1.3 miles to the trailhead where I'm starting. I left the permit office at around 3:45. There were some issues. No problem getting my permit moved from tomorrow to tonight. The issue was I was there about 3:13. I left there at 3:45. They had problems canceling my permit for tomorrow, which caused problems with them getting a permit issued for today. They ended up having to redo the permit 3 different times. Given the time, it's 4:30. Probably get started on the official High Sierra Trail around 5. So I'll probably take a short break at the trailhead, have my dinner. Going through some of these sequoia groves kind of gives you a glimpse of what it was like when you were a little kid and everything just seemed so big. My trail heads east, and these trees are only found on the western part of the range, on the western slopes. So once I get started, I'm going to leave them behind pretty quickly. Well, I just passed the beginning of the High Sierra Trail, the sign back there at the parking lot. It's next to the shuttle bus stop, so there were a lot of people there, so didn't really want to do any talking right there. My adventure has started. It's about 5:15. I just had dinner at one of the picnic tables there. We'll see how far I get. I'd like to get about 7.5 miles, but we'll see if I feel like hiking in the dark or not, because it gets dark around 8. I have about 5 miles to the first campsite with a bear locker for food. And there's really no stress or pressure to get up early tomorrow. I probably will. tend to wake up with the sun. Temperature starting to drop. It is a little past 7. I have about an hour of usable light. Might be able to stretch it out a little bit longer. There's a bear box coming up in about, I don't know, 2.5 miles. I may just camp there since it'll be almost dark. Well, the sun's gone down. Pretty patchy snow over there. Hopefully don't have to go through too much of that. I should be at that campsite soon. Well, good morning. Last night, the campsite that I was aiming for had a lot of people. They looked like they were almost on top of each other. I was questioning if I could even squeeze in with them. Didn't really want to either. Preferred some distance and some privacy. So I went on, even though it was almost dark and I had to pull out my headlamp. And not a very good area to find campsites because you're basically hiking on a trail on a very cut into a steep hillside or a ledge blasted out of the cliff. But then I came to an area where it flattened out a little bit, and you can see in this area that's almost flat. It's a little unlevel. And down below is about the same. Trail's the next level down. About a mile and a half from 9 Mile Creek, which has bear boxes also. Obviously there aren't any here, but that's fine. I had have a small bear can, and then I was able to hang my overflow food somewhere. But it was a nice hike. Was able to see the mountains a little bit. Anyway, I'm packing up. Hopefully be on the trail by 7. I got going at about 7:05, which is about what I wanted. I could have gotten up earlier because I was awake as it started to get light. But given I didn't get to bed till after 9:30, I figured I could use a little extra rest. Just went through 9 Mile Creek campsite. A couple of people there. I've also passed 6 people going the other way, so thinking they probably camped there as well. I'm assuming this is Buck Creek. The Bear Paw should be, I don't know, less than half a mile further down. See how the trail scrambles up on the other side. I smell a fire, so somebody's camping here for sure. Just had a talk with the ranger that was in the cabin. Came out yesterday and he's going back tomorrow. He was just doing a survey of the condition of the cabin before moving out here for the summer. Gave me some good news. Some of the more troublesome snowshoots are clear. Anyway, the last lake that you go as you go up to Kauai Gap. Said above that it's continuous snow. It is beautiful out here. It was 41 degrees this morning when I got up. It's gotten a little warmer since then. It's almost noon. I have a pretty tough climb ahead of me. About 2,600 feet. We will take a long break here before pushing up into the final big climb. Probably will have snow the last couple hundred feet. Looks like I'm going to be hiking up into the clouds. There used to be a bridge across here, but it only lasted like 2 years before an avalanche took it out. So they came back and blasted a ledge out of the cliff in this little tunnel. I got lucky. I was basically hiking in the fog, could barely see anything. It was getting to the point where probably was going to have to stop. But then it started to clear up. Can finally see footprints in the snow. There was some in the snow earlier, but I could barely see them in the fog. That lake is not on my map. Well, fog came back in. Rather, the clouds blew back in. But I've been able to find the trail. The worst of the snow actually was just below lake. No idea what the trail was. We're just hiking on snow, trying to follow some footprints. As long as I got a trail, or I can see where the trail is on the other side of the snow, everything's gonna be okay. That said, I wish the sun would come back. I'd like to be able to see where the actual pass is. Say is ungrateful for these footprints, because I did not see this trail over here from the other side. Well, this is Kowia Gap. I'm kind of hoping the clouds will stay high so I can drop below them on the other side. There's the lovely view. And I'm sure there's a view on this side as well. I may want to put micro spikes on. Looks like it's a bit of a slope. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going down there. Hopefully the footprints are still there. I want to try not to go down the steepest part of that slope. It just cleared up. I just came from the gap over there across. But now I can see. I'm serious. I could not see the trail here, even though it was a short distance. I gotta say thank you, God, because I did pray that it would clear, because I had no idea what was below me. Well, now that I have a trail, this should be straightforward. This is Big Arroyo. There's no clouds over here. It is 42 degrees, and there is a cold wind that's just cutting through my layers. Hoping when I get down to the other end, I will be sheltered from the wind. Had to ford the creek back there, and I didn't find a good place to do it, so I ended up sacrificing one of my feet crossing. So I now have a wet shoe and sock, and it's not going to dry out tonight, probably. I could pretty much camp anywhere I want in here, but another mile or so at a trail junction, there is an area with beer boxes. So that's where I'm going to try to make it tonight. Well, I've got off the High Sierra Trail. It's a 1/10 of a mile to the camp area where the bear boxes are. Looks pretty flat. That is a patrol cabin. Don't know if it's used anymore. Certainly not used this weekend. Well, it's 6:30. I'm at Big Arroyo by the patrol cabin. There's this constant wind that is going down this valley. So when I came down here, all the normal campsites were completely, well, they were all pretty windy. So I hunted around for a spot that was at least somewhat sheltered. And it was. I only had a little bit of wind. Wasn't too bad. It's 35 degrees. And with this wind, you definitely know there's a wind chill. So I'm bundled up more than normal. I'm sure it's below freezing when you count the wind chill in. Overall, I slept pretty well. But yeah, I had this whole camping area to myself. Quite a big difference from all the spots on the other side. But I have a mountain to go over this morning. Hopefully there's not too much snow this time, because I'm hitting it first thing in the morning. Got back up to the trail, starting a hopefully what remains a gentle climb up. So I should peak out around 10,600, I think. Then it's a long descent down to the Kern River. Expect to travel through several meadows today. Should be some pretty good scenery. I just fell right there. That rock is slightly icy and I didn't realize it. Slid, hand fell in the water by that rock, but no harm, no foul. Here at the high point of this unknown or named pass. Wasn't that hard of a hike. Pretty gentle grade for the most part. There's a lot of camping opportunities right here. This is just a gorgeous hike though. I'm so glad I'm out here. And my friend Odark, who was supposed to have been out here with me, but he pulled his hamstring last weekend. He is going to be so jealous when he sees this video. Really happy that there wasn't really any snow going up over the pass this morning, because these little snow patches that I've walked across, they are very crunchy. 7 miles to the Kern River. I want to have lunch there, but it's already almost 10 o'clock. Well, I finally reached the Kern River Valley. It is a lot warmer down here than it was where I was earlier. Well, that's the Kern River. Just soaked my legs. I really didn't feel like going all the way down. My lower body, that's sore. I think I'm just gonna have dinner here, and then I'll decide if I want to continue on or not. Well, here at Kern Hot Spring, the camping area by it. See, there's some camping in the area. I am here having dinner, and then I'm going to decide if I'm going to move on or not. It's 5:45. Having some cheese and some summer sausage. Stay here till at least 6 and decide if I want to just camp or try to push on another 2 miles or so. I decided to head out. I have about 2 hours to hike. I just had a girl right up behind me. I didn't know where she was camped, but she gave me a warning that this burn zone that I'm in is gonna go for about 2 miles. So, no matter what, gotta at least get to the other side of it.
I just saw a bear on the other side of the river. He's going the other way, which is a good thing, because wherever I camp tonight, there will not be a bear locker. And I have a small amount of food that still doesn't fit in my bear can. I may be coming to the end of this burn zone. At the very least, got a couple of green trees in front of me. I'm gonna take the first decent campsite I see. But it's already 7:25.